on chapter 1. So this is really an introductory chapter. It'll discuss why training is important and really lays the foundation for the rest of the semester. In addition to learning about what training is, and you'll learn the difference between training and development, you'll also get an introduction to the Instructional System Design Model, otherwise known as ISD. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at this ISD model. The reason why I want to make note of this is because as part of your final project, you will do a research paper on instructional system design. I have another video that focuses on how to do that final paper. We'll take a look at that at another time, but right now we'll just focus on chapter 1, but you'll certainly want to take note of ISD and know where to find that information in chapter 1. In addition to the introduction part of the chapter, I always encourage my students to take a look at the learning objectives. These learning objectives are created for a purpose. It really kind of gives you a preview of what you're about to learn, kind of gives you a summary. And so I always feel like it's a good idea. I know some students just kind of skip that and they go right into the meat of the book. But you know what, if you take a minute or two, and it really just takes a minute or two to look at these objectives, it really gives your mind, it puts it in a place to know what it's about to learn. Kind of like the 3 T's in training. We'll learn about the 3 T's a little bit later, but it's kind of tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you just told them. And so these objectives is that first T. In addition, you'll learn a little bit about the different training and development key components of learning. So here are some key terms related to training, some definitions that you might need to know. And then you'll take a look at different areas. Let's go ahead and take a look at designing effective training. So this is really where the meat starts of the chapter. And it really talks about how training is a systematic process. And so the training design process should really follow the principles of what's known as the Instructional System Design, ISD, which is a step-by-step process for designing and developing training programs. And there are 7 steps included, and here they are. I'll let you read about those 7 steps in the textbook, but you'll want to make sure that you definitely take note of these because they will show up on that final project. In addition to ISD, you will also learn about the ADDIE model as well. Once you have an introduction to ISD and ADDIE, you will then move into overcoming the flaws of the ISD model because nothing's perfect. There's always some flaws, right? And then you'll also learn about the different forces influencing working and learning. Now, if you've taken a Business 110 class, I think hopefully by now we've all taken that 110 class. You might remember all the way back in module 1. I teach that class, and so I happen to know. But in module 1 in Business 110, you learn about the 6 external forces that affect a business: the economy, globalization, technology, all these different things that will affect a business. Well, these external forces also influence learning as well. And so we have the economic cycle, globalization, there's increased value that is put on human capital, business strategy, changing demographics and diversity in the workforce. That influences how we work and learn. There's talent management, how we manage talent. There's customer service and quality emphasis, all of these different things. And of course, new technology. All of these different things affect how we learn in the workplace. And it's up to training professionals to take these external forces and try to, roll with the changes, if you will, roll with those punches. In addition to learning about all of those key components, we'll also take a look at training facts and figures. And so it's really a snapshot of training practices. You'll learn a little bit about training facts and figures, training investment leaders, the roles and competencies and positions of a training professional. So what's a competency? Well, a competency is just a skill that a training professional has. So what their role is, what they're supposed to do, and the different positions of a training professional if you're interested in becoming a trainer. And then preparing to work in training. And so these are different organizations that you can join that will help you in your working professional I'm a member of SHRM. I used to be a member of ATD a long time ago. I did have a training position, 20 some odd years ago. I was a specific trainer. I did training in software implementation. And so I actually was part of ATD. It was called something different at the time, but it's now ATD. And then I'm obviously a member of SHRM as well. And then there's a couple of different organizations that you can join that can promote networking to get you that coveted position in the HR world. All right, so that's chapter 1. I hope you enjoyed chapter 1. If there's any chapter that you're going to focus your most attention on, it always should be the very first chapter because it outlines everything that you're going to learn through the rest of the semester. All right, thank you so much. Reach out if you have any questions.